Alright, this is Andrew Jolly with Jota Home Inspections. We're here today at 1496 North, 1880 West in Provo doing a sewer scope. We've got the sewer camera pushed all the way out to the city connection. That's what you're seeing here. This is dumping the water into the main line. And then we're going to pull back and I'll record it and show you everything I find. So you can see this rusty fitting right here. That's cast iron. That's pretty common for it to get rusted like that. And one thing that you want to be careful about when you have cast iron in your line is to be careful what you're flushing down. You don't want to put any feminine products or wet wipes, things like that, because it can cause it to catch and that could lead to a backup. So you want to do your best to avoid that. I've been running some water as I push my camera out, and so that's just a tub draining that you're seeing here. One thing that I'm able to look at as I pull back is to see if there's any standing water as it drains, or if you have good grade. And at least on the way out, it looks like you had a pretty decent grade. I didn't see any evidence of standing water. This looks like a transite pipe. It's a cement asbestos pipe. You have some pretty good sized trees in the yard, and so one thing that I'm really looking closely for are roots coming through the joints. When I was pushing out, I did notice one area that I was a little concerned about. It wasn't a huge root, but it was something coming into the line. And so I'm going to look for that as I go back and take a look at it once I ran some water. Oh, there it is right there. So it looks like since I came through the first time it shifted a little bit. I'm honestly not positive what it is. If it's something that's grown into the line, it doesn't look like a stereotypical root, or if it's something that actually got flushed down and now it's just stuck, a piece of plastic or something like that. In either case, you know, it is something in the line, and it's possible for it to catch things on it. I don't know how secure it is right there. And so things like that can cause things to catch, which would allow it to back up, and that could cause a backup. This line was about 110 feet out, which is a pretty normal sized line. Right around 100 feet is pretty common. So that's a clean out right there. That's an access point in the yard. I don't know where it is. It's probably buried because I didn't see one. But that is what that is. I accessed this today through a clean out on the roof stack rather. It's not an actual clean out. It's the main vent. You also have a clean out down in the basement. However, that one is blocked by a wall, and so I wasn't able to use that clean out today. So now we made a transition from the transite into cast iron. Oftentimes switches back to cast iron once you get closer to the house, and then where it goes underneath the house. Pretty rough looking cast iron, but that's typical. It gets this rust on it. Like I said, you just want to be careful not to flush anything that you don't have to, and you could always consider getting it hydro-jetted. That's going to take down a lot of these ridges and smooth it out quite a bit, and that would help prevent a backup as well. Honestly though, for how big those trees are in your yard, they're big enough that you could have possibly had some roots coming in, and I didn't find any except for that little piece of plastic or whatever it was. So that's good news. Another line draining into the main one. That's probably somewhere in the house, under the house. Oh, that's probably the toilet actually, because we're coming up the stack now. So just to recap, really good grade. Only one small object in the line. I wasn't sure if it was a root or something that got flushed down the line. That is something that could catch things in the future, so you know, it's not ideal that that's there, but you know, you could consider having it cleaned, but you also, I mean, it's so small that it's something that you might just hope that gets flushed down with time. So I'm going to end this recording now.